Hello, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome back to another edition of Combat Catch Up, joined by the two legends, Luke Tanner and Jamie Phillips. As always, guys, you know what to do. In the description of this video on YouTube, go to their channels and go and subscribe. And while you're here as well, please do subscribe as well. Got some topics to discuss, three of which I think are quite fun and juicy topics, one of which is a very unfortunate situation, which obviously many of you will already have known about, and that is to do with the Conor McGregor court case. Firstly, before we get into it, Jamie, Luke, how you guys doing this evening?
I'm good, man.
And more than you can believe. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy, guys. More than you can believe. More than you can believe, guys.
Things are lining up quite nicely, must say. Quite nicely.
There's liars and pricks, so I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The line, everything's lining up just like that Leon Edwards head kick on Kamaru Usman. Just lining up to perfection.
Boy, oh boy. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to start with the biggest topic in MMA right now, which isn't even to do with a fight.
Oh,
and that is Conor McGregor.
You going to mention me then? Before you go.
Yeah. Your second biggest.
By the way, I've not done anything Conor's related to.
No. Yeah, definitely not. Boy, oh boy, where do we begin? So on, was it last week Thursday, guys, or was it last week Friday? The verdict wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last week Friday, the verdict in a civil court case against Conor McGregor, not criminal. That's important key fact in this situation, was that he was found guilty of rape and sexual assault and was ordered to pay a fine of 250,000 euros. Since then, there's been a lot of fallout, and I'll start with some of the tweets he's been putting out, which he has later deleted, basically saying he's going to appeal the decision. He's disgusted with the courts. He is accusing Nikita Hand, who is the accuser and the victim in this situation, of lying and falsifying statements, etc. He's accused the jury of not being very good, and also, not wanting to see all of the evidence at play. When this immediately happened, pictures of him and Dee Devlin, his wife, were circulating, showing her looking very distressed and upset. And naturally, the whole world started to feel sorry for her. However, this evening, she's put out a statement, and I'm going to read the statement because I think it's kind of crazy. So here goes. And this is from Dee Devlin, Conor McGregor's wife. Imagine a woman with her own boyfriend and child texting provocative pictures of herself to another woman's man with a family and a child on the way. This woman claims to know me, yet still went ahead and sent messages and pictures of herself over and over to my man. Really? Whilst on a 3-day bender, texting excuses to her own child at home where mummy is on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into Monday morning, all the while out of her face in a hotel room, dancing around a hotel car park. What sort of woman are you? Goes on to say, my sons will be warned women like you exist in the world. And then goes on to say, the CCTV does not lie. I look forward to the day the world will see the footage of you on that night and the carry on of you. Not a bother on having the time of your life. This is the real evidence, video footage no one knew was being taken in the moment, which you miraculously don't remember. To me, it looks like you're the one sexually assaulted in the lift. To me, it looks like everyone is trying to get away from you. All right. Where do we start on that? Because that's mad.
Sticking up for a man.
Sticking up for a man, that is what she's doing.
She's sticking up for her money, should we say?
All right, so I'm going to look at one side. Let me know where you think, whether you think I'm wrong or right, and how I'm judging this. She believes Conor to be innocent based on whatever this CCTV footage she's come across, apparently. If that is the case, he's obviously going to be upset. But going out and trashing this woman and then not holding Conor to any accountability publicly, for me, is kind of wild. Because let's not act like Conor wasn't entertaining this while he had a child on the way with a wife at home. So that's the first thing. Secondly, did she need to come out of a statement and make this statement, especially if they're going to appeal? Because at the moment, Nikita Hand is seen as the victim in this situation in public. You're adding fuel to the fire rather than putting water on the fire. And then also, Dee Devlin now has put herself in a position whereby if Conor is found guilty and there is more evidence that comes to the fore, then she looks extremely stupid, and she's going to have to explain this to her children in the future. I don't know what you guys think of this.
It's difficult, ain't it? I think with her, she's backing her man, father of her children. Obviously, Conor's cheated on her and had an affair, adultery, whatever you want to call it. Should she be saying that in the statement? Maybe, but it's quite damning because I don't know if Dee was called as a witness in the trial. And in a criminal case, she might have been, because if she had evidence on her phone of said stuff, then she should have been able to use that as a witness, I suppose, as evidence in court. But I don't know if it was. So this is yeah, I don't know. Like, it's very hard for three geezers to talk about this sort of thing.
Yeah, especially when we're not.
It's very difficult,
especially when we're not in the courtroom.
Yeah.
One thing we can speak about, and that is the situation whereby the fallout from this, and that is that Conor McGregor has officially been removed as the face of Proper Number 12 whiskey, and their products have actually been taken off the shelf in a few supermarkets. On top of that, he's now been removed from the Hitman game as well. So IO Interactive have removed him from the game as well.
Wow.
Do you think this is just the beginning of a fallout from what's going to happen going forward, Luke?
I think at the moment, yes. I think we'll see many more sponsors distance themselves away from McGregor until his appeal has gone through. Don't be surprised if he gets removed from UFC 5, because obviously.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
well, it'd be up to EA, won't it? I think EA.
Yeah, it'd be up to EA. I don't think it'll be down to the UFC. I think it'll be up to EA. So don't be surprised if he gets removed from like the EA game. But with regards to his combat sports career, look, in any type of industry, if he's in any other profession, he would have been flung to the wolves, and he would have never been seen of again. However, combat sports is probably the most, rightly or wrongly, the most forgiving set of fans. I won't be as forgiving as of yet, because what he's been found liable for is disgusting. But it is such a tricky one. It's such a tricky one. I forgot what my train of thought was actually.
No, I hear you. Like, it's difficult for the companies as well, because look, if more evidence comes out and it turns out that she was lying and Conor is actually innocent, then they're gonna have to grovel back to Conor, and then they're gonna have to apologize. And companies that ultimately are there protecting themselves, aren't they?
But Conor, as a supreme athlete, should be putting himself in this position in the first place.
I was just gonna say, and it's not the first thing he's done. And Jay, you said this before we went live. They stuck by him with all the other stuff he's done, hitting an old man in a bar, like
who did
doing the madness.
Who didn't sell it, by the way? Just sat there and kept drinking.
Not just that, bought the pub and then banned that man straight away from the pub forever. Like,
the pub doesn't make any money. That pub makes no money.
He just did it just to be an arsehole, let's be real.
Yeah.
We speak about
destroyed Rose's career pretty much. She still has nightmares about innocent. Ray Ball, what's his name?
Chiesa,
Chiesa, yeah,
Messed up a whole fight card effectively.
Yeah. To be fair, that wasn't just his fault.
No, yeah, obviously Ferguson injured as well.
Yeah.
The situation with Dustin Poirier's wife, like he's talking about sliding into her. Like, he's been on a mad one for a while.
Yeah, I have to say though, like I think I got my train of thought back. Like this is one of the most forgiving fans combat sports. Like people forgot what Mike Tyson did back in the late 90s. He went for
that one was slightly different.
Yeah, but he still went to jail for that.
Yeah,
and he managed to rehabilitate himself and his public image. Like when you look at Mike Tyson now, you don't remember the fact he went to jail because
I think there's a lot of evidence to actually show that he lied a lot.
People still listen to Michael Jackson music, you know. I just like,
Kelly as well. People
if someone is really liked and people have loved them for so long, they will be forgiven much easier.
Yeah, and this is going to be so interesting. Now, I think we have found our answer. Why has McGregor not been back in the UFC? This is probably the biggest indicator why he has been nowhere to be seen. And Dana has quite quickly shot down the fact that he's even spoken to him. So, in my opinion, I don't think he comes back to the UFC. I know he says, he's going to fight end quarter of next year. Personally, I don't think the UFC... It'd be crazy. The UFC don't need Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor needs the UFC.
I don't think he does.
The whole UFC model is not built on you need a pay-per-view star. That time is done. It is over.
Conor don't need UFC, bro. I hate to say it, especially with what's just come out.
He's a celebrity now, ain't he? He does.
Yeah. Let's be real. If Conor went over to the PFL and fought someone in his weight class,
be the most watched event that week, that year.
Yeah. It'd have all the headlines. He's the biggest not just MMA fighter, the biggest combat star in the world.
It's arguably the best.
Only one who comes close is Canelo.
He might be the biggest sports star in the world.
Like
he might be on that. He might be on that.
He's on that level. He is on that level. We speak about the UFC, guys. The UFC's image looks, and look, I'm just gonna say it's not good. Like, all right, I hate to be that guy, but everything that Conor's done, he's their big.
Made John Jones look like a saint, by the way. Everything Conor's done, he's made John Jones look like a saint.
Oh, give John time. Give John time. Give John time.
Callum's frozen, but
Callum's frozen.
Think about the stuff that McGregor's done. His trial and everything. Look what Jones has done. He basically beaten his wife. His kids have called the police on him.
Run over a pregnant woman.
Ran over a pregnant woman.
Drove off.
Conor's made John Jones look like a saint.
To be fair, let's face it, none of them should be fighting in that company.
No, I no, not at all. Like for me, there should be stricter policies. For me, McGregor shouldn't be fighting in the UFC until that appeal goes back through and he finds himself not liable.
Yeah, I don't think
that's the only reason why he shouldn't be back. John Jones should not be fighting whatsoever. People know my opinions of why he should not be fighting at the moment. He is the biggest drug cheater in the game. We blacklist TJ Dillashaw. He did the exact same thing.
These guys.
So people know my thoughts on Johnny Bones, why he should be banned.
But I mean, that's what I was getting to. Conor McGregor, biggest UFC star of all time, he's got this controversy around him. John Jones is seen as the consensus GOAT of MMA. He's got his troubles.
You can't be a GOAT when you've been popped for PEDs. You just can't.
Dana White's the president. What was he filmed doing? Hitting his missus. Those are three of the biggest names in UFC history, all with clouds over them. Like at a point, there's got to be something or someone, especially with TKO, because let's be honest, TKO own WWE and UFC now. WWE obviously isn't squeaky clean, but they are cleaning themselves up.
This is a great point. So Vince McMahon, who was the chairman and the owner, when he sold, they kept him as chairman still, right?
Yeah.
He then obviously all the allegations come out.
Yeah.
They kicked him off the board.
No,
Straight
They
away.
kicked him off the board and they put Triple H in charge. Yeah. I just don't, but I think Dana gets to run UFC in his own image still, even though TKO are the board members. I think Dana still gets that privilege of running the company how he sees fit. But it wouldn't shock me if in a few months' time, if UFC don't terminate Conor McGregor's contract.
Yeah.
You reckon, yeah?
Like, they have to.
The UFC don't need him.
They have to, man.
Model, they don't need him. But McGregor needs it. He is probably more desperate than ever to get back in the octagon because he knows the second he's back, the fans will forget everything that's happened and they'll go back to loving him again. Mm-hmm. And he needs that at the moment. The UFC don't need this. The UFC don't need this.
McGregor needs it, guys. If he does get terminated by the UFC, if they say, "Look, we're not doing this," what happens then? Does he go somewhere else? Does he stop fighting?
I think
does he fight for himself?
The thing is, I don't know if the company that is a publicly owned company on the stock exchange, like TKO is, can have a geezer that is contracted to him with so much celebrity in Conor McGregor that is accused of the worst crime a man can commit to a woman.
Or like fine liable.
And
liable of committing it.
Yeah. And allowed to be part of that organisation still. If it was anyone else, I think they'd be cut by now.
I swear there was a lesser known fighter, Case and Kenny, fought Dominic Cruz a few years back.
Yeah.
He got cut over domestic violence case. So the UFC have done it to lesser known fighters, like they have cut them completely off the roster. But we know when it comes to the big name stars,
there's a lot more leeway.
Oh, James Patterson, the dumbest take ever. What about John Jones? To me, John Jones is lucky that he's playing in the sport.
He might. To be fair to James, he might have come in when we weren't talking about.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, we're talking about not just fighting there, James. This is a bit deeper.
Yeah, talk about like the whole thing.
And we agree with you to John Jones stuff.
Yeah.
Just sticking with Conor McGregor, his court troubles don't end here because he's got another courtroom battle with his former friend and former training partner, Artem Lobov, who has a date with him in January and is suing him for $8 million because he claims to have owned a 5% stake in Proper 12 whiskey. It's just... This almost feels like a movie.
Artem sounds like a leech, if you ask.
This feels like a movie at the moment, doesn't it? It feels like a movie where the main character starts at the bottom, has this incredible rise, gets to the peak, everyone loves him, and then starts messing up and gradually starts doing worse and worse things, and then it all just catches up to him.
Sounds like Anakin Skywalker.
But it's not good though. It's another, and again, 8 million to Conor is
still a lot of money. Even if he has, it's still a lot of money. Even if you got it, I mean, would you give over 8 million quid that easy?
No, no. I wouldn't even give it over £8.
I don't think I could borrow a fiver off Cal. So let's just do that.
Like FSG we're talking about, like
Cal's the only person who wants double back. I think when I look at Artem, I think Artem's a bit of a leech. He made his name because he was friends with Conor McGregor. Let's face it, he got in the UFC Ultimate Fighter because of Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
he owns. If you ask me, he owes Conor McGregor the most gratitude to making him anything as a name.
15.
Yeah, I mean,
if he did come up with 5% of Proper 12, he does also deserve 5%.
Yeah, I'd bum him off, man. I won't give him anything. I'll be saying, if I'm Conor, I'm like, I made you such a star. Everyone was talking about you. You should have gone on and done your own thing.
All right, let's change it around. Let's say, for example, one day this channel starts making £1 million a year.
Yeah, I want my cut.
But that's what I'm going. No, that's what I'm going. Let's be real, boys.
No, I agree, Cal.
All jokes aside here, yeah. I may have started the channel and all this. Without you two, I would have struggled through watch along. I wouldn't have made it through or to some watch alongs without you guys. This show runs because you guys are on this show, or else it's not a panel show, is it? So if I then made $1 million off this channel one day, and I turn around and said, "Yeah, but boys, you just came along for the ride," you'd be like, "Cal, come, like, bro, what are we doing there?" Like, I can't turn around and call you guys leeches because without you guys, I'm not where I am potentially.
No, I hear you. I hear that.
In the same, however, where it's different with Artem and Conor is Conor was established before he brought Artem Lobov with him. Artem Lobov with him. Sorry. However, Artem was still there in the training room with Conor as his main training partner, helping him get ready for these big bad fights that he ended up going on to win. So, and if he's responsible for helping get proper 12 off the ground, then he should get something.
If he owns a percentage of Conor, just give it to him and then tie off.
Exactly. So that's what I would do. I'd give him the money and be like, "Well, cool, we're good now. We don't have to speak ever again." But again, it's just another stain on Conor's image and another thing he's going through outside the cage, which is a distraction if he's trying to be inside the cage, and it's just not good, man. The face of combat sport, it's not a good look at all.
No, I think he's done, man. I think he's done.
Yeah, I don't think we see him fight again in the UFC. I don't know if he gets cut, but
I can see him on a Super Misfits card.
You took the words out of my mouth. I think that's the next step for him. I think he fights.
Probably make more money. Probably
will. Crazy that, isn't it? Right. Speaking of money and wanting to make money, John Jones recently defended his disputed heavyweight championship against Stipe. Oh no, I'm saying it. His disputed heavyweight championship against Stipe Miocic and won, and came out and said he wants the Pereira fight. Dana White shut that down and said the next fight he'll be having in the cage is against Tom Aspinall, to which he responded he needs FU money. He had a interview with the Schmo recently where he came out and basically said he's back in training and it's more likely than not that he fights in 2025.
I didn't like that.
I'm surprised he's back in training that quickly. I thought he'd be taking Christmas off.
Cal, I didn't like that sentence. The fact that he said more than likely tells me he's not going to fight in 2025.
I think he's just playing the game.
I'm hoping he's playing the game, but that last sentence that he did on the Schmo show, it really annoyed me. It really annoyed me.
If guys have not watched like Tom Aspinall's like YouTube video of him in New York, and at the end after having that meeting with Hunter and Dana, if you've not seen it, this is why I'm more confident this fight happens than ever. Because if you didn't see that, I'd be like you, Jay. I'd be a little bit worried. The fact is that we saw that Dana wants this fight to happen. If Dana wants a fight to happen, the fight happens. If Dana is not sold on it, he won't make it happen. That's why he's never sold on Amanda Shevchenko 3. He's not sold on Pereira Jones. If he doesn't like the fight, he won't make the fight. That's why this fight happens.
I agree with you there.
Negotiating. This is like Salah and Liverpool's contract. This is negotiating.
Okay.
It's an easy negotiate, though, if you're me.
Yeah, just paying the fucking money.
I just go, John Jones, we're going to give you 30 million in Tom Aspinall in July. And he signs the paperwork. I don't think the fight happens.
So you definitely... So, all right. Isn't it in John Jones's interest to make the fight happen sooner rather than later? Though? Because if John Jones doesn't take the fight next year, when he does eventually fight again in 2026, let's say, he'll be 38 years old. He'll be a year older with less
speed,
less time in the cage, and more ring rust. Did that not play into Tom Aspinall's hands?
Yeah. Plus, Tom needs to get back in there as well. Like, he's not fought since July. Like, he needs to make it before July.
I feel like if he doesn't fight in 2025, then you got to strip him. You just do. If he don't fight in the next 6 months, you strip him. I'm sick of waiting. There's no reason to wait this long. If you want to do it in the summer, international fight, I get it, right? If you want to do that, I get it. It makes sense for you more financially, more eyes on the product, all that sort of stuff. Do it in July. You know, that's Tom a year out of the ring, and that's John Jones 8 months out of the ring. So, you know, John took no damage in that Stipe fight.
He took some damage. He took some damage.
Probably took more damage with his
Barely.
wife. I mean,
hey, his eye was fucking like a lump in his eye. Like he took.
Yeah, he did. He took some.
He took some shots. Like people don't want to admit it. Like he took.
But I think it has to happen. I still think if it does happen, it's a 50-50 fight. It's hard to call. But I don't know. I've just got this weird thing about Pereira, man.
Nah, there's no way. Dana doesn't like the fight.
I know. He says he doesn't.
Yeah, I have a weird feeling as well, Jay. I don't know why. I do. I'm
If
not gonna lie,
Pereira-
I do as well.
If Pereira destroys Thingy in his next
And
fight,
Kalaev.
and Clive, and it's not even competitive,
Yeah,
that's it. That's it in that division.
Shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why I hear what Jay's saying, Luke? Even though you're right, Luke, that shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't. No.
Ultimately, the UFC is going down the route now of entertainment as above merit. And again, we've all said it. Tom Aspinall is the biggest threat to John Jones, but he's not the biggest name. For John Jones. And if Alex Pereira does go out there and starts Ankalaev and gets on the mic and goes, I've beaten all the top contenders at 205. My work here is done. I've already won at 185. I want to be the first 3-weight world champion. John Jones wants to fight. I want to fight. Fans, you want to fight. The arena's going to erupt. And MMA fans are a what have you done for me lately kind of fan base.
That is very, very, very true.
They're going to clamor for that fight.
That's very true.
I'm hoping it's John Jones. Like, I want to see Aspinall John Jones because I think it's the greatest heavyweight matchup ever in UFC. So I need to see it. And it's such a 50-50 fight. You know, I don't think we've ever had such a heavyweight 50-50 fight as Aspinall John Jones. I really don't. And I think it'd been an exceptional fight. You can't really call a winner. It's everything about it is box office, but then this looming of Pereira that I think is looming now because he will be. He will fight.
That fight will not be competitive.
I don't think it will be either, but I can understand why he wants to do it. That's why John wants it. I get it.
It's a new flashlight. It's not. Is it like no matter how much you sell it, that fight is not competitive.
Now,
Sorry,
James,
sorry to cut you guys. James Patterson or Peterson. Like, I don't get what you're trying to do here. I'm just gonna warn you once, bro, and to just chill out and think about the word you're saying before you type it. You can read before you press enter or send. Please do that. I don't want to ban anyone on this channel. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like banning people in general, but just be mindful of what you're saying.
Look, if you're on about,
if you're going to say boring fighters, yeah, but let's not categorize a religion or
there's a lot of American fighters that are boring as well.
Boring.
Let's not do that.
We just watched Bo Nickel. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, Bo Nickel is not Muslim, so let's think about what we're saying here. Sorry, boys, to interrupt. Let's say, for example, it is Tom Aspinall. Let's say a miracle happens and John goes, right, I'm taking the fight. UFC turn around and say, we're going to give you FU money, even though I don't think they will. When do you think that fight happens realistically?
July.
No later than July. No later than July. And I've got a feeling that they're going to tell Tom you're fighting for July, undisputed heavyweight champion, and you basically tell Jones you've got such and such a date. You're either in or you're out. And if you're out, we're stripping you and we're either giving Tom Pereira or we're giving him the winner of Garnbolkov. Because there are still some fans that are still stupid enough to think that Tom Aspinall has been ducking Cyril Gane. Even though Cyril, at every single opportunity, being like, nah, don't want to fight Tom, don't want to fight Tom, don't want to fight Tom. Second Tom's got the belt. Hey, hold on. He's got a nice shiny belt here. Now I want to fight you.
Yeah.
But every time he's wanted to fight him,
He's
Aspinall's
said no.
been either out injured or he's been busy with other fights.
Here's the thing, guys. Does that suit Tom Aspinall wait until July? Because his last fight was July. Tom Aspinall's a fighter that likes activity. He likes to fight often. Does that actually suit him? Because then he's going to a fight with John Jones, where John Jones has actually had a more recent fight and probably a bit more fresher in terms of like being in the octagon. Does that actually favor John Jones to take the fight in July as opposed to Aspinall?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think what the pay-per-view schedule's looking like. I
think
if you could fit it in April.
I don't know if John. I think Aspinall having the time off would be okay. Yeah, I'd prefer it in the spring if they could. April, May time, if they could do that.
I think April, May would be ideal.
That's a 6-month turnaround from John Jones's last fight, considering he's been out for 3 years. That turnaround ain't too bad. I just want to see the fight, man. It's such an even fight, and John Jones's fight IQ is just probably he's up there with GSP and all that. He's one of the greatest. His technical ability, still at his age, is one of the greatest. Tom, as we kept saying, he's not really gone into deep water much in his career.
He's been out the first round once.
Yeah, and John will take him into deep water, in my opinion. John Jones's wrestling is on another level. I think he will take Aspinall down. It's how Aspinall does on the bottom there that we've barely ever seen. There's so many, and then can John Jones take Aspinall's power? Can John Jones take a legit 260-pound man walking you down that can run like he's 155 pounds?
Yeah.
That we haven't seen that side ever of a fight with John Jones and his opposition. So there's so many things to take from it that is so intriguing that you have to make the fight. You just do. If John Jones wants 40 million, give John Jones 40 million. Just do it, because I just don't know how you go get him in the octagon with Tom if you don't give him the money.
And that's what I agree. And here's the thing: this is why Dana kind of can't turn around and be like, "No, we're not going to give you that sort of money." Messi in football, highest paid player in the world. Well, him and Ronaldo, highest paid players in the world at one stage, both seen as the two best, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, LeBron James, highest paid basketball player, probably seen as the best. Boxing, Floyd Mayweather, highest paid boxer, seen as the best.
Yeah.
If Dana White, quote unquote, wants a Michael Jordan of MMA and he's in the UFC, if Dana White says that he's the GOAT, these are Dana White's words, not ours. Dana White says he's the number one pound for pound fighter and he's been doing this and dominating for the last 16 years, then he has to
pay GOAT money.
By way of logic, as Luke, you just said, pay GOAT money, pay FU money. Otherwise, everything you've said for the last year is null and void.
He's going to have to.
Null and void.
He's going to have to pay that money to get him in the ring. I don't think John takes anything unless he gets FU money, and he won't fight him. I think he'll fight. He'll fight Pereira for his...
I don't blame him either.
No, because this is a serious thret to everything John Jones has ever done.
Yeah.
So, and if Aspinall beats him, for me, John's done. His career's finished after that.
Yeah.
He won't be coming back at his age and going again. So, that's why he wants that money to go and, right, I lose that fight, I'm going to get paid that money. I'm good. I'll go and live my life. But he can fight Pereira on normal wage, on normal money, and beat Pereira probably without breaking too much of a sweat.
Yeah, he beats Pereira inside 3 rounds.
Yeah, and he could keep doing that with all the other heavyweights as well. He could then go, right, Cyril Gane's next. I'll fight Cyril Gane.
Derek Lewis and Jamal Hill. That guy chatting shit.
Yeah.
Those are easy fights.
Yeah.
Stop having your record.
I think I wouldn't be surprised he had a rematch with Cyril Gane if he won his next fight.
Oh, why?
You know,
we do not need a rematch.
Volkov, like, what's the geezer's name that Tom last fought? Not Curtis Blows.
Volkov?
No, the heavy puncher.
Pavlovich.
No, John will probably take that fight.
Hey, Pavlovich got outdone by Volkov. Ugh.
Yeah, I could see John going down that route and then retiring. But if you've got,
He's only got a couple of fights left. He's only got a couple of fights.
Yeah. Well, Tom's the only fight if he takes that.
Yeah, I think Dana said, like, if you're so desperate to fight Pereira, just fight Tom first.
Yeah.
Like Dana literally went, if you want to fight Pereira, you fight Tom first, and then you get Pereira.
Yeah, I think he's happy giving him Pereira, but he's got to get Tom first. And the thing is, though, I think if he beats Tom, he retires. If he loses to Tom, he retires.
I don't, I think if he loses to Tom, but it's a close fight, I think he rematches him. If he loses to Tom and he gets battered to bits, then I think he retires.
If he gets like KO'd, then
if he beats Tom, he'll be on 2 heavyweight defenses. Stipe broke the record on 3? I think he might go for the record.
Yeah, but
if he beats Tom and fights, because again, let's be real, he'd fight Tom. He may have to rematch Cyril Gane, who we know he'll beat again, and then or he might have to face Alex Pereira at heavyweight, who he'll beat as well. John Jones, if he beats Tom Aspinall, in my opinion, will fight another 2 times, and
he goes down to the greatest ever heavyweight. Then
there's no debate when it pertains to everyone's allowed, regardless of PEDs, etc., and like drug test fails. If everything's allowed and everything's allowed on the table, he goes down without shadow of a doubt as the greatest of all time. No one will be able to debate that.
I think we just need to see this Aspinall fight because
we do.
Go on, Tommy.
It's not come on Tommy, Luke, brother. It's come on Jonesy. Tom's ready. Tom's been ready.
Yeah. I just think I watched Tom's channel the other day when he came back from New York. Have you seen that one? He's walking through the park. Yeah, and he looks cheery. He's like,
like he knows.
Yeah, that's what Luke's been saying.
Yeah, he looks like he knows that he's gonna get the fight. So,
yeah, like he wouldn't be posting the things he posted if he's not confident the fight's gonna happen.
What is it I said the other week? I think John Jones is playing the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah.
And Tom's the ultimate good guy. And you just go with this massive, I think Tom would be, if it's fought in America, which it probably will be, Tom will be the face and the good guy. John will be getting booed. And I think that's how he wants it. I don't think he cares about being liked.
Yeah, and that is a dangerous Jones as well. That's a very dangerous Jones. Nice little segue there. Someone who does enjoy being booed and being the heel is Jake Paul.
Oh, right, Jake Paul,
and obviously his last fight was against Mike Tyson, which now was in hindsight was an absolute farce. Yeah. We did do a watch long for that and instantly regretted it. However, after the first ever dirty boxing event, Mike Perry's new organization, where Yoel Romero knocked out another man like he does, there is talks and rumors circulating that Romero could be the next fight for Jake Paul potentially.
I don't want to see it. How old is Romero? 47?
All right. Here's my thing. In terms of, if this was MMA, it's not even close. Romero does unspeakable things to Jake Paul. I'm going to say something which I never thought I'd say. Jake Paul beats Yoel Romero in a boxing match.
Yeah.
And the reason he beats Yoel Romero is because he's just more active. He's more active.
He's
if
younger.
There's anyone's criticism about Yoel Romero in his fighting career, is he wasn't active enough inside the octagon. In terms, when I say active, I'm talking about during a fight. He always looked for the big fight. Yeah. In the Izzy fight, he stood there for most of the time taking pictures. When he lands, everyone in the world knows he lands because the other person usually ends up on the ground, not getting up for a little while. But he just doesn't throw enough punches, and he wouldn't in a boxing ring, in my opinion. I
He
don't
is
know.
47. That was a guess. That was a guess. He is 47.
He's 47.
Yeah, look, I know that the fight I want to see, if Jake Paul's going to fight anyone, I want them to see fight. I want him and Cole Froch.
How old's Cole though? Cole must be
Yeah.
around that age, no?
Cole's, but Cole's. I think Cole Froch could still win if he fought in boxing now.
Jake Paul beats Carl Froch. I'm sorry.
Don't think he does. You know,
Takes one smack off the nose, then he'll be done.
Cole's.
Well, I mean, Carl Froch came out recently and said he'd fight Jake for charity. He wouldn't even. I mean, we know he'd get paid for it. I don't think Jake Paul takes the Carl Froch fight. I don't think Carl Froch is his name. No,
but Cole Froch is in training right now. I think there is something happening. Like a comeback for him in some kind of way. There's a fight that intrigues me. Look, the last time he fought like a legitimate boxer, he lost.
And Tommy Fury's shit, by the way.
And
Fury
same
shit.
And Tommy Fury's the same age, same size.
Yeah,
right. And you couldn't beat him. I need him to like. I know him and Logan were talking about fighting each other. I think that might happen. But just not in boxing though. It's going to happen somewhere else.
I reckon it happens in WWE as well.
Well, the rumors are they're trying to get Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson at Mania.
Oh, fuck off!
In an actual boxing match.
Yeah, and Jake Paul will be in the corner of Logan Paul. That looks like that could happen at Mania. It's just a show, like everyone will know it's just a showcase thing for get people's attention. But I can see it happening, and Logan Paul and Mike Tyson cutting promos on Raw.
Oh no! Stop!
I think it's not even going to be PG anymore. It's going to be TV14.
Yes, because it's on Netflix.
Say what he wants.
It's on Netflix.
Please.
And by the way, Netflix has been SmackDown's been rated MA on Netflix as well, which is mature audience.
So that's high. That's a higher tier than PG-14, right?
Yeah, TV-14, yeah.
Please,
so what is it? You've got because in the UK we've got UPG. No, it's not even PG anymore. It's 12A, isn't it? So it's U.
No, you still got U12A, 15 and 18.
15 and 18. So in America, it's
TV-14 is basically rated R, basically.
No, I think rated R is the highest one. So isn't it?
Yeah.
PG, then PG-14, then MA, and then rated R, right?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. But in TV-14, in football terms, in sport terms, you can basically do what you want.
Yeah. Within reason.
Within reason, yeah. So, yeah, because it's going to be on Netflix. Netflix are after big stars.
Oh, sorry, shout out to CJ. So it's G, PG, PG-13, R. What is NC-11? 17, sorry.
No idea.
I've never heard of that one before.
PG-13, man. Oh. So TV-14 be somewhere between PG-13 and R in a sport term.
Interesting.
And it's on Netflix, and apparently that's what they want over there. I think Jake Paul will be at Mania. There's no doubt about that. So his next boxing fight has got to come between now and April if he's going to fight again.
Which I
won't be watching his fights unless he fights a proper boxer.
We say this all the time, Luke, and then we get roped in. Bro.
Nah, sorry. No, the Mike Tyson one was the first Jake Paul fight I've watched.
I really want to see.
I didn't even watch him fight Tommy Fury because you knew what the outcome was going to be. He's not going to fight anyone that's going to put him in any remote bit of danger, at all. No, he lost to Tommy fucking Fury.
So Luke,
everything you need to know about his boxing level.
Would you watch Carl Froch then? Would you watch a Carl Froch fight?
No, it's just.
I'd be intrigued. I'm not
alone.
Carl Froch would intrigue me because
Carl Froch would intrigue.
That's a proper.
Hey! If Andre Ward came out of retirement,
give me the Andre Ward all day, but Jake's never going to take that fight.
No,
Andre Ward threw his hat in the ring, and then someone mentioned it. Could Canelo get him out of retirement? And he said yes. I'm like, No,
Canelo's not going to fight
no?
Ward either. These guys aren't going to fight Ward. They know what happens.
No,
I
but
just-
what I was gonna say? No, like, come on, like if you're an old, like a retired boxer, and you're calling out Jake Paul, you need to really think your business decisions. If you're needing Jake Paul, if
You're
you're
just
needing
doing
to
it
call
for
out Jake
money.
Paul, then you should have rethought some of your business decisions in your boxing
Nah,
career.
you can't
If you're
say
needing
that.
to call that clown out,
It is how
They'll
I
make
see
more
it.
money against Jake Paul than they probably made in some of their fights.
I think the winner of Tommy Fury versus Darren Till fights Jake Paul.
So do I. I think
yeah,
if Till beats Fury, I think Till
No,
definitely.
No, Darren Till is not beating Tommy Fury. He's
Yeah, I
not
know.
beating Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury, it's going to be light work for Tommy Fury.
Darren Till's got a lot of
Darren
issues.
Till, yeah, it's going to be a great comedy. You know, the press
Great
conference,
build up.
great
Yeah.
banter. Shut John Fury up. Not seen John Fury since Tyson got blamed about Saudi. Yeah, not seen John Fury since. And after Tommy's dispatched of Darren Till, as soon as Usyk's knocked out Tyson, he'll be disappeared somewhere in some caravan somewhere until one of his sons fight again. Like, the press conference is going to be fun. The fight ain't going to be fun. Let's be real there.
I hear it.
Because apparently, when Logan Paul sort of had a go at Tyson after the fight in the interview, and it's a bit disrespectful. Well, apparently that was told by people at WWE.
Oh,
that was Mike was in on it.
Oh,
so
man.
It's the build. It's the.
But I heard that Logan might not even be at Mania.
No, but he's always he's got like a 5-year deal. He's going to be at every big event.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we will see what happens. Moving on to our final topic, boys, and that is the light heavyweight division. Recently, Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill for 311 has been announced. We still don't know when Ankalaev is going to be fighting Herrera. Carlos Olberg at UFC Macau, which was a brilliant card, by the way. Just beat Uzdemir. Does this division, in order to inject life into it, need Ankalaev to become the champion? Because if Pereira beats Ankalaev, really and truly, there's no one else in that division, and that division kind of becomes a roadblock, because unless Jamal Hill wins impressively against Yuri Prochazka and gets on the mic and talks a bunch of crap, he'd have beaten everyone, and there's no real legitimate threats to the championship anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Carlos Olberg.
Carlos Olberg, he probably won, but
I'll be honest. Watching that fight the other day of Carlos Olberg, I think Pereira walks him down and beats him up quite bad.
I think Pereira destroys Ankalaev.
If Ankalaev can stand with him, then yes.
To be a little bit more, because there's some good talent that's like outside the top 15. Like, there's some good talent outside the top 15. Like, this is like the top 15. Pereira champion, Ankalaev, Prochazka, Hill, Blachowicz,
twice, beaten. No chance to get a fight because he's on a 2-fight skid.
6-10. Roundtree, Olberg,
Beaten.
Krylov, Uzdemir, Walker, and then 11-15 is Amzat I can't even pronounce his last name. Dominic Reyes, who's washed. Anthony Smith, washed. Bogdan Gustov, and Onzo Mennefield.
And the problem with Pereira, he's 37.
He ain't gonna wait around forever.
How long's he got to wait around? So if he beats Ankalaev and he looks down the rankings, it's like, I'm 37. I beat all these guys. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really want to fight Hill again. He don't deserve a rematch. I've destroyed him. You know, but the heavyweight division badly needs a fresh face. No, I just think it. I think if he destroys Ankalaev, he just moves up.
Yeah.
How do you guys think? Do you think the winner of Yuri versus Hill actually gets a title shot next? Yuri, I definitely don't think he does. But
no, I think if Hill wins in a good fashion, I think he gets the number one contendership. Yeah.
Very interesting. It's one of the divisions that, like, there's just Unless
me,
Ankalaev
Hill
wins,
wins.
it's kind of becomes a dead division.
If Hill
And
wins,
you know, even sorry to cut you, Lee, even if Pereira loses and Ankalaev becomes champion, it still might be a dead division.
Yeah,
he's
because you're probably doing
light.
Ankalaev Pereira rematch. And then if Pereira wins a rematch, then you're probably doing like Pereira then began on 38. Yeah. And then you're looking at Hill maybe or all, but like, yeah. Do we actually want to see any of these fights?
Yeah.
Like, do we want to see them? Like, I want to see Pereira. I want to see Pereira and Ankalaev because we've been needing to see this fight for a while now.
Yeah, we do.
But
we do.
I ain't gonna lie. Ankalaev's last performance didn't get me excited for this fight at all.
Didn't at all.
yeah, and plus, Prohashka, Hill, and Ankalaev, they've all been talking shit to each other.
Yeah,
They've all been talking shit. But who's been like the most boring to watch? Well, Ankalaev, you're up there, buddy.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. We will see. We will see. Boys, before we wrap up, have you guys got anything coming up that you want to promote or tell the people about?
I don't think I have actually. I've probably got the City stuff, City game and the Real Madrid game to sort out. Yeah, so I've got them things to do, but I haven't got a lot.
I haven't really got much on. I've sort of had a week. Well, I've been off work for about a week, and I thought, I'll do more content, but I've just been busy, like literally, like getting rid of old furniture. Had new furniture in today, so I've been busy with other stuff. I may touch on the boxing because there's been reports on Dubois Parker being made for
Literally after
February.
the stream, I was going to say to you, I was like, bro, you need to do a video about Dubois Parker.
Bivol Beterbiev 2.
Yeah.
Hey, who wants to see another 7-hour watch long? Run that back. Gonna get the feud of the year: Carl versus Drifty versus fuck it. Might get Matt on there. Get the Coppish boys feuding over Bivol Beterbiev again. But yeah, might do that. Probably might do that tomorrow. You know what? I might do that tomorrow.
Cool. And Jay, you got City and Liverpool stuff. Sorry,
City and Real Madrid and all that. Yeah, got loads of content coming.
Sweet people, you know what to do. Hit the link in the description to Luke's channel and Jamie's channel. Go subscribe there. I'll probably do a video probably Thursday now. Let this one breathe a little bit and then do another video Thursday. Just chopping up some news that comes out as well. Got a series starting soon as well, which I will be announcing soon. So you look out for that, which should hopefully be quite fun. And then go from there. Go on, what's up?
So there's some rumours that Pep had a ruck in the change room.
I told you. He can't do that to himself.
Yeah. Oh.
Someone got to him, man.
Oh.
Someone got to
Carl Walker. Guarantee you it's Carl Walker.
We'll find out because they'll be dropped for the Liverpool game. And then they'll be told in January.
I guarantee you this is what Pep probably said. Hey, Kyle, you got to run. Yeah, you got to run. Like, you got to run after your wife. And then Walker's just clocked him.
Carl Walker looks like he could scrap as well. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, man's got 2 wives. He probably can.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. City in turmoil. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it. People, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Shout to every single one of you in the chat who's contributed to the chat, and big up to you all. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed as well. On the road to 4,000 subs. So please do subscribe if you haven't already. Until we see you next time, before you go, make sure you subscribe to the Sanderson Show. Luke, Jay, thank you as always. Big up everyone. Take care.